Hey y'all, it's Colson from Tokenomics, and today I will be going over why I hate Cardano. We'll be looking at its founder, Charles Hoskinson, as well as what Cardano was based off of and why he kind of created Cardano from Ethereum. Looking at Cardano comparative to Bitcoin's price action and why it has been on a steady downtrend, and giving you reasons why I would never put any money of any sort into Cardano and will never have it in my portfolio. That being said, not financial advice, do your own research. Let's get into the video. First things first, like when you're doing any sort of research into a product or anything of any sort, you want to look at the person behind the product. And that person for Cardano is Charles Hoskinson. As you can see here from a quick Google search, he is an American entrepreneur who co-founded the blockchain engineering company Input Output Global. And Input Output Global is the company behind Cardano, the actual incorporation behind what Cardano is, what ADA is as a product. As you can see here, his fields, digital contracts, digital currencies, and education. It says he attended both of these universities, but not that he has graduated. And that is because he has had a lot of speculation as to whether or not he actually graduated from his undergrad. I know that he has claimed on Twitter that he just didn't finish his PhD, but in Laura Shin's book, The Kryptonians, where she kind of goes over all the big crypto players in the space, she actually points out that neither of these universities have record of him actually finishing any sort of degree, especially not his undergrad, from the Metropolitan State University of Denver. He has disclaimed this on Twitter, but as the university doesn't have any actual record, there's a lot of speculation as to whether or not he is just lying. And if he is lying, that's certainly not a good thing for Cardano. And as you can see here, he is known for, he's the founder of Cardano, and even more importantly, he is a co-founder of Ethereum. He actually split off from the Ethereum team when he and Vitalik Buterin had disagreements on kind of what the future looked like for Ethereum. He wanted Ethereum to be a little bit more commercialized, more of a capitalist kind of perspective, whereas Vitalik was more focused on Ethereum being a non-profit type of product. And as Ethereum wrote the white paper and is kind of the main founder for Ethereum, he was subsequently removed from the team. As far as taking a look at the product itself, we're going to go ahead and type Cardano into the search bar, scroll down, and go to their website, cardano.org. This is their official website. At a glance, you can tell, making the world work better for all. It's very eerily similar to the Ethereum website, and especially this initial blurb is very similar to Ethereum. The Ethereum website. It's a blockchain platform for change makers, innovators, and visionaries. This is not shocking, as Charles Hoskinson was once on the Ethereum team before they had their differences and he eventually split. But their promises are very similar to the Ethereum promises. The big difference is that Cardano is proof of stake, is a proof of stake blockchain platform. Initially, Ethereum was proof of work. This is where him and Vitalik initially had some disagreements before the whole commercialization and nonprofit argument came to the front. Charles Hoskinson was focused on a proof-of-stake blockchain in order to make it more environmentally sustainable, whereas Vitalik was focused on the proof of work, the quantitative, the hard workings of the blockchain itself. This is, there's nothing wrong with being environmentally sustainable in the slightest. But I think the immediate thing that Vitalik was looking at was, fine-tuning Ethereum as a blockchain, as a product itself. And Charles Hoskinson is more so focused on the macro, the bigger picture, long-term, not so focused on the immediate goal of things. And as you can see here, proof of stake and Ouroboros, it's very eerily similar to Ethereum, especially their promises and just kind of reading these little blurbs. It's essentially Ethereum but with a different color, and not even quite a different color because Ethereum is also blue. And it's not shocking. Like I said, Charles Hoskinson was once on that Ethereum team before him and Vitalik had their differences, and he was eventually removed from the team and created Cardano under the Input Output Global Incorporation. It's not shocking that they have roughly the same promises. Really, the only difference is that Cardano launched proof of stake. It's essentially Charles Hoskinson's Ethereum. As far as looking at the tokenomics of Cardano, we're going to hop over to CoinMarketCap. As y'all know, I love this website, so we're going to scroll down, see this is Cardano is the 11th biggest crypto by market cap. It's kind of been losing its position, its foothold in the top 50 slowly over time. It once upon a time, it was actually the number 3 biggest crypto by market cap, and it has just kind of slowly fell off. This is the one-day chart, but it's very, this is very reminiscent of what Cardano looks like as far as holding a position in the top 50 cryptocurrencies. Looking at the real tokenomics of everything, its max supply is 45 billion ADA. That's an insanely big number. Its total supply is 37. This is what has been printed right now, and its current circulating supply is roughly 36 billion with a B. And this is the amount of coins that are in public hands. They are in circulation. So there's roughly 1 billion tokens that are not circulating the market currently, and 80% of its supply is circulating, and 80% on the dot has been minted. That is the total supply, and roughly 80% is circulating the market currently. These are just not good tokenomics in the slightest. This is a massive supply, and that much is printed, and its price is currently only a third of a cent. If you have 80% of the supply already printed, and the current price is a third of a dollar, not the third of a cent, a third of a dollar, you cannot, it just doesn't seem to have any longevity. And the big thing I have with this is that Charles Hoskinson actually questions Bitcoin's longevity and thinks that Cardano can replace it. Cardano has steadily been falling from its position as number 3 as far as market cap by crypto. And then with tokenomics like these, you cannot expect this to last longer than Bitcoin. Come on. If we pop over to TradingView and look at ADA relative to Bitcoin, the Cardano Bitcoin price right here, its valuation comparative to Bitcoin, steady downtrend. Very similar to XRP. From the initial peak and its last peak to now, we're down roughly 94%. That's insane. This is ridiculous. This is comparative to Bitcoin. I measure every altcoin comparative to Bitcoin because nothing is going to beat Bitcoin, certainly not Cardano. And Cardano has just continuously shown weakness against Bitcoin. If you put your money in Bitcoin, you'd be infinitely better. You'll actually kind of preserve some of the money that you have in your portfolio rather than just watching it get completely depleted by 90% from the last peak. I mean, if you had it maybe in early 2018 and sold within, like a 2 days time, then maybe you would have made some profit. But as far as holding ADA in the long term, your portfolio would have bled dry down 90%. You'd be a buffoon to say that Cardano has any sort of longevity in the slightest that could compete with Bitcoin. Nothing can beat Bitcoin. I'll say this a million times over. I mean, just looking at its tokenomics, huge supply, a massive amount of that is circulating in public hands. 80% of it is circulating in public hands. It's all that has already been printed. It's only sitting at a third of a dollar, and its Bitcoin valuation is continually on the downtrend, as it has been for years. It was on the downtrend there, quick little spike up, and then it just bled out again. I would never in my life buy Cardano over Bitcoin. I do not think Cardano lasts 10 years. The whole thing with Charles Hoskinson maybe not completing his undergrad and then lying about it. If you don't complete your undergrad, okay, but then lying about it and then saying that you went on to get your PhD and you didn't complete that, kind of to boost yourself a little bit, to kind of buff your resume, your background, you're just lying. So you're doing the kind of the opposite of that. If he really is lying and then he was removed from the Ethereum team, Ethereum at least has held up in terms of market cap. It is still sitting at number 2. I expect this to last for a good bit while longer. I don't think it will ever replace Bitcoin, but I think Ethereum is the best alt if you were to buy an altcoin. The fact that Charles Hoskinson got removed from this team and then could potentially be lying about his education and his background is not great for a Cardano alone. And then looking at its price valuated against Bitcoin, bleeding out. Very similar to XRP, which I think is a trash coin, is a shit coin in and of itself. And without the community, it would have nothing behind it. I think Cardano is very similar to XRP in this aspect. Without the community, I think it is moot. I think it is nothing. And kind of the speculation regarding its founder is certainly not anything good for the product itself. So given that Charles Hoskinson is potentially lying about his education, there's no reason to believe he wouldn't lie about Cardano and ADA and his true objective for that and what can actually be gained from Cardano or ADA. He might just be, lying. Given that he broke away from the Ethereum team, which is the best altcoin, undoubtedly. Vitalik Buterin is a huge figure in this space. Given that he separated from that team, it's not really a great sign for him by himself. And given that Ethereum also has proof of stake now, there's really no reason to believe that Cardano will ever be better than Ethereum or anything based off of Ethereum. Nothing is better than Ethereum in the altcoin world, especially not Cardano, in my belief. And then looking at Cardano comparative to Bitcoin and seeing it's on a very steady downtrend, very similar to XRP, which I think is another shit coin that I will never touch and never have in my portfolio. It's the similarities between this and things with no utility, this being ADA, and things with no utility such as XRP and meme coins and things of that nature. I will never touch Cardano. It will never be in my portfolio, and I don't really have a lot of faith in Charles Hoskinson as a figure in this space or as a person. If you liked that video, found it entertaining, insightful, educational in the slightest, please like, follow, subscribe, all that good old stuff. See you on the next one. Thank you.